One of the key lessons for me would be to stick to your original purposes and guidelines. In the education sector, it's very easy to be seduced by lots of whiz-bang programs that sort of pop up out of the woodwork, and they all seem really good, but quite often they have a different thrust. And to get the staff on board, they need consistency. They need to see that you're going in the same direction and that you're going to keep going in it. It's very easy for them to become disillusioned and to distance themselves from the project by saying, this is just another flavour of the month, and if we hold our breath and shut our eyes, it will go away and we won't really have to do anything. Another lesson has to be in the education scene, I think, that change is slow. If you don't see dramatic results to start with, that does not mean that it's not changing. We have to remember that our teachers, who are crucial in this journey, have had 13 years of education themselves in a completely different system. And teaching is tough, and when the going gets tough, they always revert to what they've known for the longest period of time. And they revert back to feeling that they have to be in charge and that they have to be central. I don't think there's any shortcuts. I think you've got to come to the understanding that the school is a system, and you've got to work out your visions and your mission statements and all of those sorts of things, because it's not going to work if you just take the capacity matrix and try to implement that in your system. I guess that's another challenge. A lot of the schools come and have a look, they're very impressed, and they want us to give them a manual with it all written down that they can go away, some sort of a template or a blueprint that they can apply to their school, and within 5 minutes it will be fixed. It's taken us 5 years, or 6 years nearly, to get to this point, and we've got a long way to go, and we have to work on it every day, and it's not something that you can just hand over to somebody else. If something new is going to work, it requires a lot of in-depth work, because it's got to have a solid foundation. If it's something superficial that's applied to a traditional foundation, as soon as things get tough, a member of staff leaves, or a difficult child comes into the class, or something out of the ordinary happens, you just revert to your normal structures. So if it's to have any ongoing core of strength in it, it's got to have support from the principal and the leadership team in the school, and the people carrying it have to be thoroughly trained. And I don't believe there's any shortcut to that. You've got to go through a training process. You've got to go through a process where you can gradually see that it is possible to change your way of thinking, that you don't have to do everything the same way in order to get the end result, which is that the kids are actively engaged in their learning and are excited by their learning. You don't have to do it the same old traditional way.